Nipolac Kids Paint. Environmentally friendly and safe for kids. Color their world with Nipolac Kids Paint.
It's a very warm welcome once again to Around the Wickets on ThePapare.com, and I'm afraid we are bringing you not very good news. In fact, I'm asking myself the question, is this one of the most disappointing phases of Sri Lanka cricket? Maybe the last 10 years or the last 20 years, I don't know. Well, I'm not talking about defeat. I'm talking about what is attached to it. Losing to Bangladesh, losing to Afghanistan, and getting out of the Asia Cup. Mind you, Sri Lanka hasn't still encountered India or Pakistan. So, well, lot of troubled feelings as we present this to you. Farveez Maharoof with me. Obviously, I know it's a very sad and a very disappointing moment, but a few areas that we have kind of highlighted, the reasons for Sri Lanka's defeat. One thing obviously was the poor fielding, poor catching. Then there was this running that sometimes baffled me, as these run-outs, how this could happen to a team that has been playing cricket together for a long time. Top order, under pressure. Well, the death bowling. Now, we have just picked on 4. Do you like to add a little bit more, or do you like to just expand a little bit on what I just said?
I thought overall the manner of defeat doesn't disturb me. I mean, as you know, cricket is a game of winning or losing. But the way we lost the game, I thought it's more of the attitude. I mean, for example, in the field against Bangladesh, I mean, fielding is all about attitude. I thought initially we lost the game against Bangladesh with our fielding. Oh, yes. Not only the drop catches. I mean, the energy levels that we had in the fielding, that disappointed me big time. I mean, as you know, as you said before as well, cricket is a game, you win or lose. But still, how are you going to lose, give it a fight? I didn't see that. And honestly speaking, I was doing some work with ESPN, and after the first game, there was a question raised, asked about the Afghanistan game. I knew inside my heart, right, we're going to struggle against spin because we haven't played spin well in the last year or so. But did we do anything to counter it? That's the question mark I have. Because there was no, as far as I saw the last innings against Afghanistan, there was no plan to counter the 2 spinners who we know are the most threat 2 bowlers. I mean, they are going to bowl 20 overs, and our plan should have been not to take much risk, work the singles. Eventually, they are going to give you loose deliveries to score runs. I mean, I didn't see that, and lack of planning definitely in the last 2 games, and that in a bigger picture was 2 humiliating defeats and definitely a dark series after a long time for Sri Lanka cricket.
Well, one thing that kind of baffled me is that we're not talking about Sri Lanka playing England in England. It's not about playing Australia in Australia. It's not even playing South Africa in South Africa. We are playing a team that comprises of spin and on flat surfaces, and spin is something that is nothing new to Sri Lanka. Now, Farveez Maharoof just said that Sri Lanka hasn't handled spin well for the last year or so. I couldn't have agreed more with you. So where would you put your finger in or finger on? I mean, how would or how should or what should, I'm asking you too many questions, should Sri Lanka do to overcome this issue of spin? You know why I say this? Because Sri Lanka has produced some outstanding spinners. Absolutely. And Sri Lankan batsmen have played spin brilliantly in the past. So where do you think and what do you think the problem is?
I think it's not lack of talent. It's just a matter of going out there, having a clear picture, visualizing which spinners you're going to play. Whether the batsman doing it, I have a doubt there. Right? I mean, any successful batsman in the world will tell you they will visualize the opposition spinners, how are they going to play. I mean, we knew Rashid Khan, we knew Mujibur Rahman. Whether our batters were, prepared for the challenge, I have a question there. And also coming back to the previous point, I mean, you said poor fielding, poor running, and top order fail. Those are simple basics errors in cricket, which we are continuing to do in international cricket. That is not good enough to compete at this level, and you expect the bowling to do well, and always the batting keeps failing. And fielding has been, last 2 years has been, lots of errors, lots of drop chances and the energy levels. So we have to go back to the drawing board. I mean, saying this, it's not easy to do it, but I think we should go back. Start from the basic, simple fielding, batting, and when it comes to bowling, start from there. Eventually graduate up. Because, this is not the end of the world, but we just have to kick ourselves in the back and start all over again in England. To do that, I feel it's time to go back to the drawing board.
Well, I need to ask you a few questions that I need answers quickly. Now, you made a very strong statement saying lack of preparation. Now, we are talking about a team that comprises of a batting coach, a bowling coach, a fielding coach, a head coach. And you're talking about going back to the drawing board. Now, haven't we said this over and over again, going back to the drawing board? We've got 4 coaches, so where could the preparation not be? That's one. Second thing is, when are we going to stop going back to the drawing board? When are we really going to look ahead? Now, these are 2 questions that needs an answer in view of your thoughts.
I mean, when it comes to the drawing board thing, what I just said, I mean, I remember 2000, last year when we played India in Sri Lanka, when we lost the 9 games, the 3 test matches, the 5 one-days and 2020. I said the same, right? And eventually after that, we had some good series. I mean, that's been us, hot and cold. I mean, we do well sometimes, and when we lose, it looks terrible. And when it comes to preparation, I mean, having the coaches is just not good enough. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the coaches would have put the plans in place. But whether the players know how to execute the plan, that's the question for me. I mean, simple scenarios yesterday is how to handle the 2 spinners. I mean, the way we played. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the coaches and the senior players would have had their, share of putting the plans out. But whether our batsmen experience or mature enough to execute that plan, a question has to be asked from them.
Well, yes, no doubt, but every dark cloud has a silver lining, and now the silver lining here to me has been Lasith Malinga. Has come back strongly, bowled a brilliant first over against Bangladesh, has worked up a good head of steam. The familiar Yorker that we've seen is back. And the other good thing is, his bowling in the death has ensured that Sri Lanka don't concede too many runs. So that you got to agree.
Absolutely. I mean, very happy with Lasith's comeback. I mean, I was talking on the previous show as well. His pace were almost 140 or the late 130s, which was very impressive coming back after a long time. And also, I would take ThePapare's performance yesterday as well. And I mean, for me, he bowled well in the death, picked up 5 wickets. Not only the 5 wickets, but he was having a plan, bowling good Yorkers, and he did that and delivered it. And also, that momentum carried for his batting as well. I saw a different ThePapare yesterday. He was batting beautifully. Unfortunately, he lost Angelo Matthews on the other end, and that's where I thought we lost the game, and Dasum Sanaga the second delivery. So positive for me, definitely Lasith Malinga's comeback. He was very impressive with the pace, and he will only improve. And Tisara's all-round performance yesterday, apart from that, that's not much to speak about. But I mean, you will agree with me, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but how we're going to come out of it, that shows the character of the individuals and take it forward.
Yeah, no doubt, with England coming here for a 5 one-days and 1 T20, Sri Lanka will be determined playing at home to ensure that they just reverse this quickly. But, everything's not bad news as far as Sri Lanka is concerned. I can tell you that the Sri Lankan ladies had a record run chase against India as they beat the Indians by 3 wickets in the 3rd game. The first game, of course, India won. Second game, Indian women won by 7 wickets. But the 3rd game was magnificent. India made 253 for 5 and Sri Lanka 257 for 7. Chamari Atapattu 115, Hasini Pereira 45. Your thoughts on the ladies? Harsha De Silva, the new coach, you think he's moved things around, turned things around?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I always have a big respect towards Harsha De Silva, a magnificent coach. And looking at the results, second match lost by 7 runs. I thought it was a close game, but unfortunately we lost it. By the 3rd game, chasing that score of 257, record score, and winning a game after a year. Right?
After 2017.
After 2017. So that's itself speaks. It's not end of the world when it comes to Sri Lankan cricket. I mean, good to see that the Sri Lankan women doing well. And I was watching the game, as well as the crowd who was presented at the third. More than 1,000 people for a women's game. And so that's a record. So all in all, the women's cricket after this game, that's the momentum they wanted. So it's going to be very important. This momentum they should take to the 2020 series of 5 one-days, I think. They have to carry it. I mean, they shouldn't, sit in that comfortable position, say that we won a game against India. It shouldn't be. I mean, India isn't under pressure. We are playing at home. Just go out there, play your own brand. I mean, Captain Chamari Atapattu is leading from the front. And, see how we put India under pressure and see how they go.
Yeah, I think that was a very close one-day series because, as you said, 7 runs the second game, anyone's game. India won the first game comprehensively. The next one, chasing down and creating almost a record, in fact, a record in that run chase. Right. So we want to now bring you to the question of the week. Now, interesting question. Now, this is a question for people who truly follow the game of cricket. Now, this is not a very general question, but if you're following the game, if you go into those little details, and if you pay attention to details, I'm sure you can answer this question. Now, who is the new throwdown specialist hired by the Indian cricket team? Now, I can give you a bit of a hint. He's from Sri Lanka. Now, I won't tell you anything more. This is for you to find out. Farveez Maharoof is having a big giggle because he knows who the man is. Now, last week's question was, in how many Asia Cup finals has Sri Lanka played? Now, Sri Lanka has featured in 10 out of the 12 Asia Cup finals and has won 5 of them. Now, that's the irony. The team that has played in 10 of the 12 finals, won 5, doesn't even get to the second round, gets knocked out by Bangladesh and Afghanistan. Well, as Farveez Maharoof says, it's not the end of the world. We're certainly hoping that the Sri Lankans will put their hand up come the England series. Let's stop blowing hot or cold. Let's be consistent in what we do. That will be the cry of many people watching this program. Incidentally, last week's winner, Anushka Pereira from Kanana. Congratulations to you, Anushka. You got your answer right. So this week again, who is the new throwdown specialist hired by the Indian cricket team? So thank you for joining us. That's the story on Around the Wickets. We hope you enjoyed it. Join us again the next time when we come back on ThePapare.com.
Nippon Paint Easy Wash, the #1 premium washable paint, is water resistant and protects walls from dirt, moisture and mold. Nippon Paint Easy Wash, the ideal paint for your home.